Hey everyone, Respawns here. Hope you're having a grand week. So a new addition to the Atom Store dropped this week, and it is honestly quite cool, which is these new Plank Partitions. So effectively they're junk walls, and they look awesome, and I've been playing around with them. And what I wanted to do, because I haven't done one in ages, is actually just like a general build video for Fallout 76, which is what we're going to do. So we get 4 different versions of these. They look pretty cool. I've played around with them quite a bit. They blend in really, really nicely. They are kind of meant to be a little bit maritime-ish themed in the sense of I think they're meant to be part of, like, you know, a base on the side of the river, but they're not overtly so it's not as if they would look kind of weird or out of place, kind of inland, which is where I'm doing right now. Speaking of, where are we? Ooh, wrong button. Where am I? Where am I? I am just here. So there is Vault 51. I'm here. There's Arnott Homestead. This is actually really easy. You'll see this little shrine. Normally there are 3 guys in there. I have already murdered them, but there's this path. So you just warp to the vault and then follow the path down, and you get this really, really nice flat area here, which is ideal. Anywho, so I've got a build in mind. It's going to be quite simple, but I kind of gives me a chance to kind of really play around with the new bits and pieces. But first, we just need to do the gatehouse bits. We're going to do that first. What am I using? What am I using? Where is the entrance? It is run about here-ish. Yeah. Okay, there's a little technique which I always forget how to do, and then I practiced until I remember. So I'm going to put 2 foundations down, and then I'm going to go some stairs. You can pick what you like, but I'm going to pick these ones. And I'll do that. Now, you may think, why did I do it specifically like that? Because if I have 1 foundation, for whatever reason, I can never take the platform off. But if I have it on 2 and then stick it to the front, I can take the stairs off. So now I have some floating, as in stairs that aren't attached to a foundation, and then I can attach them to bits and pieces. Incidentally, if you're watching the video live, this dropped last week, and sucks, which is why I haven't done a video on it. I picked up with a plan of like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I can do something with that. And it's too big, it's got too many rooms, and I hate the big ugly piece of concrete it's on, so yeah. Anywho. A couple of people asked me if I was going to do a video on it, and I was initially going to, but then I changed my mind. Because it looks like shit. Fuck's sake. As I said, so I think I really like, I don't think it's Bethesda actually, I always forget the name, the new dev team that's handling a lot of the kind of updates for Fallout 76 do generally speaking, knock it out of the park, but there's always a few conventions that they stick to, and the big thing for me is, I think I mentioned it literally in my last video in Starfield actually, is I don't like buildings on the big concrete foundation. It's just this thing that Bethesda have always done. It's like, oh yeah, there's a building, let's put it on a concrete foundation, that'll look great, and it's like, no, it doesn't look great, it looks like shit. And it's because they're so terrified to have things like clip into stuff or to slightly float. I'm like, just let it. Instantly, they're in the same tab as the junk walls, which is actually incredibly handy. So we're going to sort of, let's see if I can be quick. Honestly, all I'm going to be doing is just sort of doing the junk wall part now. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible with it, just so you guys can see how they integrate. I've also got a stopwatch in front of me so I can see how long I'm taking. This one wall here, I can never decide which is the front. And I think I'm going to treat this... See, that's got the car... I think that... Both sides look like the front and the back. It's really annoying. I'm going to go with this one. Don't hate if it's completely the wrong choice. Okay? Don't bully me, is what I'm saying. I get bullied enough. Right, is that not even remotely? The clipping for these is generally very good. This one is a little bit temperamental because it's got that tire, which tends to sort of cause it to not go as close as it could. But generally speaking, they are pretty decent. Now, they blend really, really well with these bits as well. And you're going to see in a minute, I'm also going to blend them with the Hujima flips, the little fence pieces. I'm not going to use this one because I think the beigeness of that doesn't really fit so well. These junk walls, for those who don't know, so these junk fences here are periodically available on the Atom Store. So if they're not available now, they will. And for those who don't know, the Atom Store, I believe, works around a 3-week cycle. So when something drops in the Atom Store, you've got 3 weeks to pick it up, which is good, because I haven't picked up the rest of this bundle. Yeah, so these walls are actually 500 atoms on the Atom Store as of now. They also come in a bundle, which I think is the like 1,200 one. I can't decide if I'm going to get that bundle or not. And so I'm probably going to wait a little bit and see if I want to make something with them. I might get the bridge. Technically, it's cheaper to get the whole thing together, but I don't know if I can be asked. Also, I still feel a bit burned about spending my last Fallout First atoms on that terrible prefab. It sucks so bad. What am I doing? Where's the fence? There, then. Okay, so it's that one, that one. I'm going to kind of sort of alternate. One thing I would like is if they gave us these kind of half walls for junk fences and maybe vertical junk fences as well. I use them all the time in my like my mods for Fallout 4. These kind of like half wall junk fences, and I think they blend really, really well together. So it would be nice if we got something similar for Fallout 76. I know they exist, Bethesda, so why don't you like get on it, yeah? I'm just going to put a tower there. Is that going to be on that side? I can move it down a bit. Yeah, I can move down a bit more actually. Yeah, good. So what I'm going to do is there's a little prefab on the Treehouse prefab. I'll show you in a sec. I've used it before. It's an old one. I just think it would look really, really nice with these. So that's what we're going to mix it with. See, right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of mixing it. I'm making the framework, and then we're going to make the other bits, and it should look pretty neat. I like this technique a lot, and I highly recommend you do it just because it makes life a lot easier, which is merging all your junk walls. Once, for example, now I've got these 3 sets, I can basically make quite a nice little bespoke and scrappy looking collection of walls without having to replicate too much stuff. And I'm actually going to be making these detailed as well, so we're going to put some gubbins on the outside. You may also notice that in certain instances, I'm trying to rotate what I'm using so you're not seeing too many things next to each other. Literally, I can't decide which is the front. I'm putting the barbed wire at the front because I feel like the barbed wire would be at the front, but this kind of also looks like the front. This one is Enigma. Let me know what you think. But I'm deliberately kind of like mixing and messing it up a little bit so as to keep it as unpredictable as possible. God, I do like a good junk wall, man. I loves it. It makes me happy. Right, we're on nearly 8 minutes. Come on, Davey. Try and keep this under 15 minutes. I promise, famous last words, that it will not be a 20-minute video just because I'm building some walls. We will see. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. So what we're going to do, we'll use this flat one. And then I'm going to... See, if I had, like, a wooden half wall, I could have used a wooden half wall for that. So, right, so I've done the exterior. So I haven't actually added any details on this, and already this looks really, really nice. So the prefab I was thinking of using, is all the way up here, I think. God, I've so... Look. I want to sit down and just count how much this has all cost me over the years. Like, you know, for transparency, back when Fallout 76 first released, I did get like a few thousand atoms as a gift. But I think it was like 8 or 10,000, which is quite a bit. Those did not last. And this has all come from my, like, subscription. And also just me just forking out. Which I don't mind. Man. Never, like... Games Workshop does a thing, right? If you ever on Games Workshop, this is the prefab, by the way, it looks awesome. Is that, you know, you can see all your past orders, and I have like 60 pages of orders, and barely any finished models. Oh god. There we go. What an asshole. Anyway, so that looks pretty good like that. Let's add some bits and pieces on the exterior, and then we will disappear off, decorate the rest, and you can just see how this integrate together. What an absolute nightmare placing that down. I'm going to have edited that bit out. So if you're seeing this bit of the video right now, I edited the bit out that caused me to have trouble placing that down because it was annoying. So I'm going to put some extra boards just to sort of mix these ones up a bit. Add a little bit of even more mismatched detail. So things. Why are you being so weird? Why are you doing that? It's because of that wall there. Add some mix match detail. Are those? Oh, no, they're not. Okay, we'll put them there as well. And oh, this one can have if these ever come on the Atom Store, I highly recommend you pick them up because they're absolutely magnificent. There's these ones, and then there's these metal ones here, and they're just, oh guys, they're so good. Just adds that little bit of just more bits and pieces that you can just slap on stuff, and it looks fantastic. Just give me sharp, ugly, angry little piece of metal, and I'm the happiest person in the world. Honestly. Bits of wood, scrappy, crappy metal. I'm the happiest man alive. And then let's put some more of these down here. Actually, let's put some fences, and then I'm going to disappear off and decorate it. Otherwise, this video will be super long. Let's put some of these fences on here. This one. Now, see, I really do have everything from this Atom Store. Just what I'm trying to do is just kind of add depth and a bit of just more vertical. What I'm talking about, 3D elements to the walls to make them look a little bit more built up and scrappy. I also like doing it with these chain link fences, like putting like a fence in front of it. So that just looks a little bit cooler. So where's the other one? I've got these up here for this one. I bet it's going to do that thing where it floats. Oh my god. I hate you with every fibre of my being. I'll move that one down later. Right, I'm going to disappear off, and I'm going to finish adding bits and pieces to these walls, and then I will give you absolutely glorious bunch a wee tour. One more. And we are finished. I went a little bit overboard, I think, with some of the decoration. It's not in a bad way, in a kind of, I was going to keep it quite minimal, and eventually did like a fully decorated camp, which has turned out quite well. I really like this, actually. It's maybe got a little bit more open space in the kind of centre bit there, in the courtyard, than normally I would do. But however, saying that, it's more because I'm just obsessed with things which are really cluttered. So obviously the main focus of this was just to use these walls. And to be honest, I haven't actually decorated them very much at all. But they integrate so well with a camp like this. It's just so good. Oh, I love it. Honestly, I think our junk wall situation in 76 is now officially better than it is in Fallout 4, if you don't include the modded elements. It just looks so cool. Right, let's give you guys a bit more on the ground tour. As you can see, so we've done the edges. I think adding stuff to the other side as well really kind of completes the look of the walls, because the fact that then you can kind of see things through the gaps. Like, these already look like they've been barricaded up, so I didn't actually need to put much on them at all. It was mostly these fence pieces. I would still like to eventually get some plywood, though. That would be quite nice. Plywood, half junk walls, and kind of vertical junk walls as well. But the halves in both vertical and also horizontal. Let's put the no respawns thing. I actually forgot to power that, so ignore that. I think I can hear a helicopter, I'm not too sure. A vertibird, rather. God, it looks so good. Also, this one doesn't get enough love, I think. I think I used it once. Also, while I was doing this, incidentally, I completely forgot I got this butterfly thing, and it is adorable. I was looking at stuff to place, I was like, oh! I remember that. I think, as I said, because I think I'd missed out the last season. I decided to just take that season completely off. Actually, I think I took half of the last one before, because it was years and years of doing seasons back to back. And during that time, obviously, I would log in every Tuesday to see what was on the Atom Store, but not actually grind. And I kept picking up stuff that I never used and forgot about. These stairs are deadly, but not too bad. Also, one thing that pisses me off, just randomly, right? So I've got the gate, this cool gate here, which I really like. So many of the buildings don't allow you to use the cloth doors for no reason whatsoever, and the cloth doors would be perfect because they wouldn't open out, but for some reason you can't put them on these some of these prefabs, this one specifically. And you can't do the place the door down and swap it out gimmick as well. So mildly annoyed with that one, Bethesda. Kept it fairly minimal in here, just because obviously you don't actually have much space. Also, incidentally, these walls here, because they're the kind of 3D ones, putting stuff on them does actually look really, really weird, and half the time it floats. But yeah, this is a cozy thing. Also, I absolutely adore these lanterns that we got over Christmas. They're so good. So expect to see them all the time. Anywho, yes. This looks quite cool. And obviously the focus was the junk walls, but they're kind of part of a wider structure. So it was fun to just sort of play around with it. Anywho, hope that gave you guys a few ideas. Give you a few concepts you can play around with. As I said, if you're watching this live, those walls are on sale, I think, for about 2.5 more weeks. Let's do a little photo mode thing. Where's photo mode? There's photo mode. So they're kind of available for kind of about 2 weeks or so. However, if you're not watching this video live, then I love doing this. There we go. If you're not watching this video live, they will be back, as they're always back. So keep an eye on them, because they're very, very good. Anywho, I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, I'll speak to you lovely bunch soon. You take care.